Moralizing the music of an Italian Renaissance courtesan. This project focuses on Barbara Salutati's time as a courtesan and her musical influence over her famed patron, Niccolo Machiavelli. My name is Micah Boozer, and my mentor for this project is Dr. Jennifer Walker. Courtesans have had an ignominious reputation throughout much of history. Courtesans were women escorts to upper-class men, and their compensation consisted of luxurious gifts and influence rather than a monetary payment. They are frequently seen as dangerous sexual deviants with select skills under their belt. In early modern Italy, courtesans most famously used their musical talents to make themselves appear more attractive to their patrons and escorts. During the Renaissance, many courtesans, including Tullia d'Aragona, who is pictured to the right, Gaspera Stampa, and Veronica Franco, held a lot of power in Italy. Of these powerful courtesans, however, one courtesan was far more influential than her colleagues, and this courtesan was Barbara Salutati. While her list of patrons remains a mystery, I have found that Niccolo Machiavelli, the famed Renaissance philosopher, openly supported Salutati and made his deep feelings for her well known. In fact, Renaissance historian Christopher Salenza claims that Machiavelli fell hopelessly in love with her after meeting her in 1523. At this time, Machiavelli was 54 and Salutati was not yet 30. Salutati's relationship with Machiavelli pushed her to new and incredible heights for a woman in musical performance during the Renaissance, especially for a courtesan. I have found that Salutati was a talented singer, and she could perform well on musical instruments, particularly the lute. In fact, she performed so well that letters between Machiavelli and his friend Francesco Guicciardini revealed that she was in high demand and was compensated quite well for her musical services. Machiavelli wrote his successful play L'Ecclesia in order to give a stage on which Salutati could demonstrate her fine musicianship and her talent as an actor. In addition to writing this play, Machiavelli also collaborated with Philippe Verdelot, a well-known Renaissance madrigalist, to write 4 new pieces for Salutati to debut during the 1525 premiere of his play L'Ecclesia and the 1526 production of his play La Mandragola. Along with these 4 pieces, a 5th ballatto was written solely for Salutati. These pieces were to be sung between the acts of his plays, and Machiavelli wished nothing more than for Salutati to be the most important component in the intermedi of his plays. The 4 pieces that were written for Machiavelli's plays were considered canzoni, which are Italian songs similar to madrigals. Madrigals are secular Italian songs that were extremely popular in Renaissance Italy. Madrigalists wrote for multiple voices and used experimentation in their musical settings to imitate the text of the madrigal. Among these 4 pieces, the lowest note to appear in the cantus, which is the part Salutati would have been singing, is an A3, and the highest is a D5. While these notes do not exceed the typical range for either a soprano or alto voice, it does reveal that Salutati felt comfortable ascending up towards the soprano range, as well as singing relatively low in the alto range. You'll notice I included a grand staff and a piano in which A3 and D5 are marked on it. This was to provide a visual representation of the extent of Salutati's range. In one of these pieces, entitled Quanto sia lieto il giorno, which translated means how happy the day is, Verdelot composes intricate rhythmic lines for the cantus part, including short 16th note runs in cut time. Verdelot arranged these pieces for an a cappella performance, and in another letter between Machiavelli and Guicciardini, it is revealed that Salutati performed it as such. To perform these parts well without instrumental accompaniment required great vocal agility, vocal range, and independence, which further proved Salutati's impressive musical skills. In this next slide, I would like to show you the piece Quanto sia lieto il giorno. In this performance, the singer is accompanied by a lute. In Salutati's time, she would have not been performing this with a lute. She actually would have been performing this by herself. But I just wanted to show this to demonstrate to you the range and vocal agility that Salutati possessed.
Quanto sia Si sono in questa parte radunate, noi che la nostra etate, nei boschi e nelle selve consoliamo, venuti ancor qui siamo, io ninfa e voi pastori, e già cantando insieme i nostri amori, e già cantando insieme i nostri amori.
The fifth of these pieces is a ballata entitled Amor io siento l'anima, which translated means Love, I feel the soul. Historically, the structure of the ballata, which is an Italian musical form that uses repetition of musical texts and poetic stanzas, appears in the monophonic lauda. A lauda is a devotional song of praise, which was often sung by worshippers of the Virgin Mary, penitents, and followers of Saint Francis. This subtle detail might not seem significant, as this particular piece fits well within the context of the pieces that Machiavelli wrote for Salutati to perform. While it is clearly his way of professing his deep feelings for her, it is simultaneously his subtle way of claiming that she, as was the Virgin Mary and Saint Francis, worthy of great worship and praise. This sacred connection goes even deeper as one explores the other artistic works that Salutati inspired. It is clear that Salutati made a huge impact on Machiavelli's artistic choices. But perhaps the most significant of these choices was his decision to commission Domenico Poligo to paint her portrait. This portrait, which is entitled Portrait of a Lady Reading a Music Book Inscribed Petrarca, is the only known painting of Salutati, but it provides a wealth of information on her life, her cultural impact, and the careful ways in which her public image was constructed. Oddly enough, there are many allusions to Catholicism and to religious morality placed throughout this painting, a fact that might seem incongruous given Salutati's fame as a courtesan. The first thing we'll look at is the painting's background, which depicts a tower in recognition of Barbara's namesake, Saint Barbara, who was famously locked away in a tower by her father for her choice to remain celibate. Poligo also includes a gold inscription from line 404 of Virgil's Aeneid at the bottom of the painting. It reads, "You, goddess, you, be here and bring help to our toil." This line suggests that Salutati is goddess-like in both her beauty and her virtue. Above Salutati's head in the painting shows an inscription that reads, "Meliora latent." Translated, this means virtue is often hidden within an unlikely exterior. Here, Poligo just tries to reveal to this painting's audience that Salutati, while outwardly promiscuous, holds high moral values. Poligo included these seemingly contradictory allusions to draw the public's attention away from her career choice and to bring it to her talent and virtue. Poligo's boldest claim is found in an open book placed innocently in front of her left hand. The writing in this book comes from the biblical Song of Songs, and it reads, "How beautiful you are, my love, and how lovely your voice. May your voice sound in my ears, for your voice is most sweet, and your face lovely." This particular text was used as antiphons at Vespers for the Feast of the Immaculate Conception in the 15th century. The doctrine of the Immaculate Conception states that Mary was born without original sin, and therefore the inclusion of this text in the painting suggests that La Barbara likewise is neither sinful nor in need of redemption. By including this text, Poligo boldly compares Salutati to the Virgin Mary, Christianity's most consecrated woman. He does so by relating her musical talent with sacred musical text, which makes a powerful comment not only on her skill, but also on the ways that Salutati was portrayed to the public. For a woman of Salutati's career choice, these religious allusions may seem surprising or even inappropriate, especially since the man who commissioned this painting was Machiavelli, a man who openly criticized Christianity his entire career by claiming that Christianity weakened governments and led to tyranny. This raises an important question. Why did Machiavelli commission a painting that unapologetically put Salutati in a sacred light? The answer may lie in politics and in the importance of public perception. Machiavelli looked to religion as a political device and overall valued the morals of a religion in society. He knew that sanctifying Salutati's image through this painting would improve her public reputation, despite her work as a courtesan. In return, this improved his reputation as well, as he made no secret of their relationship. This project challenges an outdated and inaccurate mindset towards courtesans that focuses on their sex based and presumably manipulative lifestyle. We can see firsthand Barbara Salutati's incredible musical talent and her ability to take a society's rules and use them to her advantage. Despite the harsh criticism she received for her career choice, Salutati remained quite influential in her patron's life and became a well known voice throughout Italy. While continuing to conform to society's rules and nature, Salutati challenged a narrative into which she did not completely fit. Her fearless challenging of this narrative helped to pave a way in which women could express their incredible talents more freely, as they were more socially accepted in public performances shortly after the courtesan's height of popularity in Renaissance Italy. When taking the stage, she also took harsh criticism from a society that previously decided she did not belong among the ranks of highly acclaimed musicians. This project ultimately reveals how Salutati's social and musical image, as the product of a collaborative creation between a courtesan and her high profile client, both conformed to and challenged the narrative of the Italian Renaissance courtesan. I would like to thank you for taking the time to watch my presentation and feel free to comment any questions you have below.